the sunset is happening. And as per usual, I wasn't ready for it. I went to the grocery store and I saw the God rays like coming out, the light beams like shooting through the clouds, and I knew it was gonna be good. So I just left the store and hauled back to my house as quick as possible. Got these and this and everything else I could carry and ran out the door and came up here. Wow. I got 2 time lapses going, 24 to 70 at 50 mil right there, 16 to 35, 16 mil, super wide right there. Gonna do a lot of cool stuff with that. Time lapses are like my bread and butter. They're so good. I made so many videos about like the benefits of time lapses for the time lapse itself, for different still images out of them, and for long exposures, which I might try to do a long exposure out of one of these. If I do, you'll see it. But anyways, I wasn't planning on making a video at all today. I was planning on making this video at some point, but I figured it's a beautiful evening and you guys are out here with me. Well, that's because I brought you out here with me. But I figured that I wanted to talk to you guys, ask you guys some things, talk to you about some things that are coming up, some things that I'm kicking around in my head. So let's get into it. My God, I don't have enough cameras. That stuff, I'm gonna have to just hold on a second, right? Rule number 1 in photography, don't ever be afraid to use your phone, even when you have these things, because holy cow. Rule number 2, it's not so much as a rule, but something I'm very happy with. The zoom on this S20 Ultra makes me very happy. This is like, this light is getting ridiculously good. Oh yeah, so sorry, I got distracted. Some things coming up. First of all, let's talk about workshops, newsletters, things of that nature. So I'm starting a newsletter. Reason being is I've started doing more workshops. Well, I've been doing a lot of workshops before this, but of course I canceled them all for 2020. And of course, everybody's very sad about that, myself included. But I have a lot of, I've never had a newsletter before, and I've had people, including Brittany and everybody who's taken my workshops previously, and everybody who's not on YouTube. So many people are getting on to me about how to stay in touch and how to get notified of workshops and just everything that I'm doing. So I'm finally putting together the newsletter. I'm gonna have a subscription, an email thing that you can sign up for the newsletter. I'll leave that. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do that, but I'll try to leave the link in the description below. So let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. I'm gonna do a lot of stuff with the newsletter. I'm not gonna spam you guys at all. It's not gonna be weekly. It might not even be bi-weekly. It might be like once a month or something. Just to keep you guys, those of you who are really interested in the channel, and especially those people who are interested in workshops, keep you up to date on that kind of stuff. So in regards to the workshop, I have canceled, like I said, I've canceled all my 2020 workshops. I had a great one that was going to be up in Olympic National Park, which we were supposed to be there in 2 weeks, but I had to cancel that and refund everybody, and that was really depressing. I had Balloon Fiesta. That has just been officially canceled. I mean, I canceled my workshop for that a while back, but Balloon Fiesta has officially been canceled. So, and I knew it would be. I just didn't think it would take them so long to get around to canceling it. But also on an interesting note is I know that the rest of the world is kind of starting to open back up, and I know that they're not really going to let Americans play with them right now because we can't seem to get a handle on this pandemic as well as most other countries. And that's a shame, and hopefully that will change soon if we all do our part. You know, these things, very good. Don't leave home without them. But I've also had some opportunities come up, and I'm kicking around some ideas for 2021 and 2022. And the main ones that I want to run by you guys that I can think of right now that have the most potential for happening are one, the UK, probably mostly Scotland, I think. And it's going to be mostly wildlife and landscape. So I want to do puffins and birds and stuff like that. And I have some possibilities. I'm kicking around for that. I think it's going to be amazing if it comes true. I would probably assume that it would be late spring, very, very early summer, probably late spring 2021, and then maybe again 2022, same time frame. So if you're interested in that, hanging out with me in Scotland, wildlife photography, landscape photography, stuff like this, but with like green things instead of desert things, that should be absolutely incredible, and I'm pretty excited about that. So I haven't made an official announcement because I don't have an itinerary built. I don't even know a price yet. I can tell you that it's definitely going to be between $2,000 and $4,000 US, somewhere in there. You know, I'm going to try to make it as affordable as possible, like I do all my workshops. But I don't even know how long it's going to be. I just have the general idea, the general areas, and I'm talking to some people, and I think we're going to try to make something happen, and I think it's going to be awesome. So let me know in the comments below if you're interested in that. The next one coming up that I have a possible for would be Japan. And again, that's going to be mostly a wildlife thing. It's going to be a birding thing. I want to go for the cranes, and I want to go for the monkeys, and I want to go for the sea eagles. So those are the three main things that we're after. The monkeys are the easiest thing in the world because they just sit in the hot springs, but it's fun to see them. But definitely the cranes and the sea eagles, and then some other things around Hokkaido, North Japan area. That, I don't think I feel comfortable pushing the ability to do that before winter of 2021, 2022 season. So not this upcoming winter, next upcoming winter. On the upside, that'll give me a lot more time to plan, and that'll give anyone who's interested a lot more time to save, because that one will also be probably pretty pricey. That one might be more expensive than the Scotland one too. But again, I will do my best to keep the prices somewhat low. I mean, are you guys seeing this? I don't even know. I'm shooting on my 1D. I don't have a flippy screen. I have no idea if it's exposed or we're just all over the place up here today. So those are my two ideas for the workshops. I've had some genuine interest from some people hitting me up, so I have maybe a couple out there already who are interested, and that just is possibly almost enough to make it worth my time and worth your time, because you know, we don't want to waste anybody's time here. And of course, this is all dependent on whether or not what happens with the pandemic and with vaccines and with all of that stuff. So hopefully some of this stuff is far enough out that everybody can have gotten their stuff together, and we can move forward with this stuff. I've also had some genuine interest for shorter, more local workshops, especially from stuff with like the phone. So I'm thinking about, because if you follow the channel, then you probably know I have a pretty big dichotomy with this channel. I'm a professional photographer. I use these big cameras all the time, and that's what I do to sustain my business. However, on this channel, I fully promote cell phones and mobile photography, mobile videography, and all that. So I have a lot of you guys that are here for that, and I have a lot of in-between people. And I want to kind of incorporate everybody with workshops, and I want to do some local workshops where the gear does not matter. Like on some of these, like the Japan gear, you're going to want to have like some wildlife gear. You're going to want to have some big lenses, stuff like that. Yellowstone workshop also in the works. Stay tuned for that big wildlife Yellowstone workshop, but that's going to be also not this winter, but next winter. So if you're interested in wolves, bison, Yellowstone, Old Faithful, tons of snow, like more snow than you've ever seen in your life, freezing your tail off for 2 weeks straight, then definitely leave me a comment if you're interested in that kind of stuff. But for the regular workshops and for the local stuff, I do a lot of White Sands workshops. White Sands has opened up again, so they are open, and I think as long as I can be really safe about that and come up with some ways that I want to do some more workshops local to the Southwest, but that aren't gear dependent. So if you just have a phone, then we can go from there. We can get you the best possible thing. You'll hang out with me. You'll learn all about mobile photography, that kind of thing. Those will be a lot cheaper, and they will be a lot shorter because people, you know, local people have the opportunity to get out here for a long weekend or something like that. And I think that has a lot of possibility. I know there have been quite a few people who have asked me about stuff like that. I just haven't put anything together yet, but I know that White Sands will be one of those experiences. So leave me a comment down below if you're interested in something like White Sands National Park with me, and it's gear independent, so you won't feel bad if you only have a phone, or if you just have an intro point and shoot, or if you just bought yourself something new, whatever the case. If you're even, you know, a amateur or enthusiast or whatever, and you've been photographing for a while, then it's all good for that trip. This is just getting better and better, and I'm missing it because I'm talking to you guys. But I can see it. I'm using my 14mm to film, and it's got this like bulbous front end, and I can see the reflection of the sunset in the 14. That looks pretty cool. Needless to say, I can almost guarantee you both of these time lapses are going to turn out very, very good. And on the note of time lapses, also, since we're on the subject of announcements, I am in the process of filming and finishing up. Well, not finishing up. I still have a lot more to film, but I'm in the process of creating my time-lapse masterclass, which is going to be a huge, it is a huge undertaking for me. But the final result is going to be a pretty lengthy, super in-depth, everything you need to know about how to create amazing time lapses like I do, all the way from, I mean, there's going to be even a chapter on cell phone time lapse photography. There's going to be all the way from auto modes to manual modes to Holy Grail, day to night, astro stuff. It's going to be a seriously all-inclusive time-lapse masterclass. So that's coming. And I just kind of want to gauge too interest on that. So if you guys are interested in more like in-depth paid tutorials, because those really help me out for supporting my family, and I hope that they help you guys out for learning everything that I have up here that I just can't do through YouTube. So let me know if you're interested in stuff like that. There's also Photoshop and Lightroom for beginners that are in the works, should be coming. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I am putting this on camera so you guys can hold me to it. Should be coming by the end of the summer for sure. And that is, again, just basics, getting into Photoshop and Lightroom. If you're new to editing and new to photography and all that stuff, and you wanna take it to the next level, like the stuff that you see on YouTube and Instagram, then those tutorials, and those are pretty small tutorials, they're still gonna be really in-depth, but they're going to be definitely more affordable for a broader audience. So let me know in the comments below if you guys are interested in that stuff as well, because I'm just kind of gauging y'all's interest and where I need to focus my time the most importantly, like ranking where my time goes. And as a business owner and a YouTuber and all that stuff, a self-owned business or whatever, that's probably the hardest thing for people like us, is knowing where to put our time. And I don't want to spend a bunch of time on stuff if I don't have enough interest in it. All right, well, I think I've been talking y'all's heads off for long enough. I'm gonna leave it there. If you have any questions about any of that stuff that I talked about, going over all of that, I don't even remember what I talked about. The workshops, the newsletters, the tutorials, any of that stuff, leave those in the comments below. Also, I'm gonna throw this out again, shameless plug. It's not shameless, it's just a plug because it's my life and it's my channel. And the stuff's here for you. It is my birthday month, so I'm celebrating my birthday month. And to do that, one of the things that I'm doing is I have my preset pack and my Sky library on sale for the whole month of July. You can pick those up in the links down below if you guys are into editing with presets and Sky libraries for things like Luminar or Photoshop or whatever program you use to do sky replacements. If that's your thing, it is super handy. So all of that stuff is down below. This time I'm really done. I just realized that I ran all the way up here and I did not bring my tea, so I'm very, very sad about that. And this one is doing a day to night lapse, so I'm gonna let this go until like it gets dark and the lights come on and stuff, so I'm gonna be here for a minute. All right, here's some time lapses and some B-roll. Questions down below. Huge thanks if you guys are still with me. Also, huge thanks for everyone who's subscribed to the channel. We are coming up on 50,000 here really soon, hopefully by my birthday, actually. That is amazing to me that there is 50,000 of you guys who have subscribed and given me your time, and I cannot begin to tell you how much I appreciate that. I love you guys. See you in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out with me.